those which exist in these foreign countries, that we must ignore the degrees which are granted and obtained by our own students, for example. Some of them have gone to the best universities, got the best kind of degrees from those colleges, and they are much cleverer than any graduates that we produce here in our own colleges. And yet, when they come for enrollment, they are told, no, that this degree is not recognized. For God's sake, change this kind of an attitude, which is just self-importance, which does not really deserve to control our conduct. And I regret that the Supreme Court is not helping at all in this matter, and we must move the Supreme Court for an early decision of these matters so that we should do something about it. And my friends, it is very, very necessary today in the modern world that those civilizations which are not subject to any or governed by the irrational religious impulse that has taken charge of many, many, many cultures here. And I hope that we will find a great improvement when we sit with these kind of cultures, coexist with them, and learn lessons from them. And that will also be a lesson to those persons who belong to the kind of culture which believes in irrational behavior based upon ancient scriptures which have no meaning today in the modern world and should have no influence whatsoever on the rational conduct of anybody. And I suggest that our lawyer friends themselves should read a wonderful book that has recently come in, Religion Gone Astray. Please make that a textbook in every law school. A book which is written by 3 scholars. And the 3 scholars are, one is a Jewish rabbi, the second is a Christian pastor, and the third is a Muslim imam. And each of these great 3 scholars have been able to show how every religion has parts which are totally disposable and those parts which are of eternal value and universal value. In other words, every religion has a core and every religion has something which ought to be discarded as times and people's changes, people's minds change, and people's education changes. It's a great book to read, and believe you me, that book is the book which explains the Constitution of India's emphasis on secularism. Our secularism is our greatest achievement, and this secular society of ours will develop if we are in contact with people from other civilizations which also believe in secularism and have put religion in its proper place. So I suggest that you are on the right lines, you are doing a great job, but please argue with the reluctant sections of the Indian bar which do not accept this kind of a principle and this kind of advice that at least I have been giving all along. Even in my writings I have been saying that do not oppose this unity of legal cultures from more than one country. Let them come here and be sure that you can be at a great distance and yet partnerships will work. One partner can sit here, another partner can sit in San Francisco, and you can handle the job with your instruments that are available today. So my friends, I am very happy that I am here. I told you that I am not a great expert in these kind of things, but if some assistance is necessary in our courts, I will certainly be available to you to further this great cause of yours and I'm very happy that you called me here, and my great, shall I say, gratitude to you for allowing me an opportunity to meet all of you, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Now I'm sure this was something insightful session by Mr. Ram Jethmalani about opening the barriers for the legal industry for all over the geographies. Now, after hearing the most renowned lawyer of our India, Mr. Ram Jethmalani, let me present you the rising star of the legal firmament, Dr. Surat Singh. Dr. Surat Singh is Harvard and Oxford educated top lawyer of India. He practices at Supreme Court of India and Delhi High Court. He is also an international lawyer. He was educated at Delhi, Oxford and Harvard with his 3 master's degree in law from Delhi, Oxford and Harvard, and his Doctor of Laws from Harvard. He is arguably the highest educated lawyer of India. Incidentally, he happens to be contemporary of American President Barack Obama at Harvard Law School during 1988 to 90. After his 7-year stint at Oxford and Harvard, Dr. Surat Singh returned to India and started his law career in 1992 with the Attorney General of India, G. Ramaswamy. Dr. Singh's list of professional achievement is long. To date, Dr. Singh has successfully handled complex legal cases involving land and real estate properties valuing more than $50 billion for state and federal government, top corporate houses and government corporations. Dr. Surat Singh and Associates areas of expertise are constitutional issues, land acquisition law, property and real estate cases, high-value cases where government, whether central government or state government, have treated any individuals, organization, corporate unfairly. I'd like to tell you what are the honors and the various awards that Dr. Surat Singh has received. He is the Pride of India Award 2011, which is Bharat Gaurav Award 2011. He has been for the Indian American Friends Group along with the Chief Justice of India. He has also received the International Peace Award 2011. He is also the International Educator for World Peace. He has been the Social Scientist of the Year 1999. And he has received the award for the National Environmental Science Academy, that is NESA. And he is the Eminent Jurist Award 1997. By then, I'd also like to tell you that he is the Delhi Chief Minister, Shri Sahib Singh Verma, in April 97. He has received the award from him. He is also the President for the Harvard Club of India. And he was also the Secretary for the Oxford Cambridge Society of India, and he has been recently appointed Chairman, Center for Law and Good Governance, Shobit University, India. Congratulate Dr. Surat Singh for that. And now I'll request Dr. Surat Singh to take it forward and speak on the top.
The most esteemed and legendary legal luminary of our time, Mr. Ram Jethmalani, Mr. Pankaj Pranami, excellent organizer of events, my distinguished friends, like Dheeraj, I cannot call you good morning in 21 languages, but at least I can say namaste. I can say, of course, good morning both in Oxonian accent as well as American accent. So, well, first of all, the great news is that today my friend, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, has announced that the tax system in India, which some people also call retrogressive tax or tax terrorism, he says he will appoint a high-level committee to look into the whole matter and to make the tax law certain, predictable and fair. So now the atmosphere is here where things are changing to make India an investor-friendly country. Now coming to the foreign law firms in India, first of all, I will divide it into 3 parts. 1, the context. Second, what are the laws existing at the moment, though Mr. Ram Jethmalani has briefly touched on those. And third, what can be done? So the context. Now we are in India. And what is India? What is the rhetoric and reality about India? Well, India is one of the most paradoxical country, full of contradictions, where no matter what theory you come out with, you can prove it. If you think India is rich, you have enough evidence to prove that. If you think India is poor, you will collect enough evidence to prove that as well. In fact, in science these days, there is a theory that what is reality? What are objective facts? The role of observer after quantum physics is as important as what is being observed. So what you look at, as in Hindi we say, jiski rahi bhavana jaisi, prabhu muhurat dekhi tin taisi, means whatever predisposed attitude you come to, perception you come to reality, you will find the evidence to support that. So now in India, what I would like you, after 22 years of experience at Supreme Court and spending 8 years abroad, 6 years at Harvard Law School and 2 years at Oxford. Now at Harvard Law School, Barack Obama of course was my classmate, but he got to study with somebody. So it was my privilege that he studied when I was there. Now, India is a complex country, as I said. Look at this. As yesterday over the dinner I said, imagine that all the countries of Western Europe are put together. Now that becomes European Union. Similarly, if you include those many countries, various states of India, more than 25, together, that becomes India. So supposing somebody will say, why in European Union there is more than one language? Why German? Why French? Why English? Answer is, there are so many cultures put together. In India also, India is not a recent country. By the most conservative estimate, it's at least 5,500 years old. Now, Rig Veda is the oldest book on face of earth. And Rig Veda was written somewhere 3,500 BC. The first utterance of human creativity about, and what does it say? Just kind of the feeling of that sarve bhavantu sukhine, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukbhag bhavet. Let everybody be happy. It does not say let Hindu be happy. It does not say let Indian be happy. It does not say let my family be happy. It says sarve bhavantu sukhine, means everybody should be happy. Sarve santu niramaya means let me not see anybody suffering. That's the kind of orientation we have got of our culture. And that's why saying that we should oppose foreign law firm is not only against our culture, but against our heritage also. Now, what does the law provide? Law provides, Section 47 of Indian Advocates Act 1961 says that no foreign lawyer will be allowed to practice in this country if there is not a reciprocation of our lawyer allowed to be practiced there without discrimination or without any unfair burden. Meaning thereby, supposing I want to practice in USA, if I want to practice in New York, then I have to pass a New York bar. If I want to practice in California, I have to pass a California bar. So first you have to pass a bar examination. That you cannot do unless you have taken certain courses in America. Only then you can. So an Indian lawyer at the moment, say, cannot practice in America. So Indian Bar Association is saying, Bar Council of India is saying, Indian Advocates Act is saying that since Indians are not allowed to practice in America, or for that matter other countries, so we will not allow their lawyers to practice here because there is no reciprocity. Now, there are two parts of reciprocity, and in fact now the case is pending. The case was that Madras High Court, after going through this entire detail and said that, well, flying in, fly out, of course, can be there, but then Bar Council even challenged that. And that case called Bar Council of India versus A.K. Balaji, that is of 2012, is still pending, in which Supreme Court has said that Reserve Bank of India will not allow any funding for the liaison office. So you can't have even a liaison office. Now that is the state of law. But why this state of law is arising? As Mr. Ram Jethmalani rightly said, that many members of our bar do not understand this entry of foreign law firms. They are guided by fear. Now, Fear is not a bad thing, but excessive fear is certainly a bad thing. Fear can also inspire you to do great things, but there is a difference between neurotic fear and existential fear. Existential fear is, supposing a lion is in front of me, a tiger is in front of me, and if I feel fearful, that's a reasonable fear. But supposing there is no tiger, but I am imagining, that will be called neurotic fear. So without understanding the true nature of things, if you fear, that's neurotic fear. Now, because unfortunately in India, the legal education standard is pretty low. We have about 1 million lawyer registered, 1 million lawyer registered with Bar Council of India. And after 22 years of experience, I can say, and I have studied at Delhi University before going to Oxford and Harvard, so I have fairly good idea of what they teach in India also, in Delhi, and Delhi is the leading university. Now, let me give an example. And incidentally, I was a gold medalist of Delhi University, so I was not a poor student. So what they teach? You go to the class, they provide you some material, about 10-15 pages you have to read. So if you read 10-15 pages a day and reproduce that in the examination, you are a great student, maybe gold medalist. What do they teach at Harvard Law School? 250, 350 pages per course, and there are 2 or 3 courses a day. So you get to read about 500 pages a day, let's say. Now a person who has the training of summarizing, presenting 500 pages, and a person, we welcome Mr. Somnath Bharti ji, a very dynamic law minister, and